bad one. Well, baby, I'm as bad as they come. Said you wanna have one, yeah. You with the hottest under the sun. But be careful what you wish for. Make you eat your words. If I'm more than what you bargain for. Fun to flirt, but promise to deliver. Much is required. Cause look at what I'm giving you. You ain't really ready for real. You ain't even ready for real. You ain't really ready. Won't be faithful to someone ungrateful. I can't try to make you if you ain't you ain't ready. Well, it don't get no realer than the realest one. Baby, can you handle it? If you really want it, better come get you some. But be careful what you wish for. Make you eat your word. If I'm more than what you bargained for. One dessert, but you ain't finished dinner. Much is required. Cause look at what I'm giving you. You ain't really ready for real. You ain't even ready for real. You ain't really ready. Won't be faithful to someone ungrateful. I can't try to make you if you ain't you ain't really ready for real. No, you.
What is up, everybody? What is up? Y'all already know it is Dune time. I hope everybody has had a chance to watch it. This is going to be a little bit of a new genre for myself. So I'm excited about this. And y'all already know there's no way that I can do this by myself. I'm going to go ahead and bring up the crew. Let me go ahead and see who all in the chat already, though, while I bring everybody up. Okay, what's up to everybody? Hey, Zarfelina. Hey, King EM. Hey, y'all. Hey, Tony. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate all of y'all. Let me go ahead and get my girl up, Miss Ashley, from My Sweet Perspective. Let me see here.
Hey girl, hey. Happy Saturday, everyone. I am so ready to get into Dune. Now, I've been raving about it all week. I loved episode 1. I'm here for all this. I'm here for all this activity, all this Game of Thrones in outer space. I'm here for it.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. Yeah, at first I was like, I don't know, if I really I don't really know. I love Game of Thrones, and I love how we were referencing that it was like Game of Thrones in the air or in space or something like that. But I was like, I don't know if I can get into this. And then as I watched it again, and then I watched it, I said, oh yeah. I think I can get into this now, because I don't know if it was just so new for me. Like, I felt like maybe I needed to be in the Dune universe, but I really feel like you don't necessarily have to watch Dune in order to really get into it. But it may be something that you might want to try to watch. Listen, we got a special guest today. Before we bring up Tyra, because she's busy right now, she'll be right back here soon. But let me bring out our guest. Y'all know her from A Night of Horror. What's up, Nikki?
Hello, beautiful people. Thank you guys for having me. Destiny's Child, I'm here. Y'all see, the 3 ladies are Destiny's Child, and I'm the brat on a Survivor remix. So let's
you know what?
I cannot with you. You are so silly, girl. So listen, is this your first time really getting into like this Dune universe, or have you seen the movies before?
This is my first time. My mother is a fan of I think it's the 70s or 80s original Dune movie, and has been telling me to get into it. I have not. It is not my ministry. Like stuff like Lord of the Rings and Dune, like the adventure, like it's just not my style. But I love Game of Thrones. But I did see the Dune movie with Zendaya last year, and I was confused as hell. I was like, who are these people? Who is this other group? Why they set this man up? Like, I was so confused. But the Dune Prophecy show, no, it's not connected because it's like a prequel, but I think it definitely is more like for a wider audience. Like people can just jump into this. Like they do a lot of exposition, which if you're a fan of Dune, you might not like, but for someone like me, it was extremely helpful to understand where are we in this world right now.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. So, with that being said, I'm just going to talk a little bit, y'all, about kind of the synopsis that they gave to us. So, if you want to check it, if you want to take a look at this is a Max original, and apparently they say that it starts 10,000 years before the ascension of Paul Atreides. Now, apparently Atreides was the guy or the family, I guess you would say. It's a family, right? Is it like their name, whatever it
That's
is?
a
Y'all know how
great
these names.
family. Yeah, like a great
Yeah,
house.
the
Yeah.
great house. Yeah. So apparently they were the one who beat the machines, allegedly, supposedly, because the jury's still out on that, because I don't think that that's true, but I don't know. But anywho, it goes on to say that it's also going to follow the two Harkonnen sisters, and that they basically that hold on, y'all, I can't read. It's going to be following two Harkonnen sisters as they combat forces that threaten the future of humankind and establish the fabled sect that will become known as Bene Gesserit. Now, that part we ain't got to yet, but this is just how they kind of introduce it to us. And pretty much it's a prequel, like Nikki said. It's a prequel. It even tells you somewhere in there, I think it's like 116,000 years or something like that. I can't remember the numbers, y'all. Don't hold me on those numbers because I'm not good with that. But the whole point is that you can actually jump right into this. You don't need all of the extra details of it. You just got to pay attention because it's one of those ones that you got to watch. That's it. So, anywho, we're going to get a vibe check. Okay, Tyra's still not back yet, but we're going to go ahead and get a vibe check, y'all. Actually, vibe check, just first episode. What are your overall thoughts?
It was amazing. Like, I feel like this is like a masterclass in world building. I, unlike Nikki, am a super fan of epic fantasy. I love them. I'm gonna watch a Wheel of Time. I'm gonna watch a Lord of the Rings. I'm gonna watch it all, right? And I think this did an amazing job of setting the stage for what we're about to encounter, introducing us to characters that are significant down the line 10,000 years later. But I loved it. I liked even the development of the characters. Like when we meet Valia as a young woman, it really shows us who she is going to be as a leader down the road. And so then when we fast forward there, you're like, okay, this makes sense. She was determined to accomplish the purpose of the sisterhood, and then also kind of defy this image that her family name had on it. I also like when we get to the Imperium and we're meeting this royal family and how they're interacting. I just think this was a great setup episode. It had just enough action to where you're like, oh, okay. Because when she told old girl to stick the dagger in her neck, when I tell you I was locked in from that moment, and she bled out on the steps and we see the blood dripping down. And no, Nikki, I'm not turning into horror, I promise you. But I was like, oh, that was good. Like I said, oh, I need to know. Because I want to know more about the powers. Like, I think this was just a taste. And I think it was done extremely well because I feel like we got enough information, but then also it kind of leaves you wanting more. I think it's great for a pilot of a new show.
I agree. I wholeheartedly 100% agree. Before I get your vibe check, Nikki, let me go ahead and shout out these super chats. Shout out to DeMarcus Vaughn. Super sticker. He said, a ghost of our hippo character floats in front of what? Oh, shit. Again. I did it again. I did that stuff again, y'all. I swear to God, I'm going to do better. Okay. Don't worry about it, Nikki. Don't worry about it, girl. I do this every single time. I read the doggone super sticker.
Because that's the description of the super sticker.
Yes, it's so crazy. DeMarcus Vaughn, shout out to you for the $2 super sticker. Don't worry, y'all. I ain't gonna read it again. I ain't gonna do it twice in one day. I don't think so anyway. Nikki, go ahead and give us your vibe check, girl. DeMarcus done threw me off, but I appreciate you, DeMarcus.
Yeah, I feel like I was excited for this just because of like the lore and how hard the fans go for Dune. But I was kind of had some trepidations because I'm not Lord of the Rings fan. I tried to see Lord of the Rings like 3 times. I kept falling asleep. Like, it's just not, this is not my ministry. However, I was obsessed from the beginning, but I kind of felt the opposite of Ashley when it comes to Valia. Now, I'm just a Southern black girl, so I'm going to mess up these names. But I did not like the younger version. When she gave that speech, I said, baby, that is not how you give a speech. That was so tired. When Dorothea jumped in with her speech, I said, baby, now that's how you give a speech. That's how you got to put some bass in your voice. But the adult Valia, who becomes like Mother, I love her so much. And I agree with Ashley as far as how you build a world. That was like my biggest gripe with Zendaya's Dune, is we're placed in the midst of this world, but you don't even really know what's happening, who people are, the hierarchy, like all the interactions, the power dynamic. It was extremely confusing for me. So I can see fans of this show maybe feeling like the exposition and the over-explaining it kind of feels like you might be holding the audience hand if you're familiar with this stuff already. But like, I didn't know anything about like a sisterhood and we have the truth tellers and the imp. So I love that everything was fully like laid out. My favorite part was my baby, Ragnar Lothbrok. I am riding for him so bad, but it was what hurt me the most, baby, when the little boy flesh started burning. I said, oh, we finna really go there with this show. When they kill kids, it's finna be no holds bar. Anybody can get it. I said, okay, they burnt that little baby flesh. They had him burning in hellfire. I am here. I said, okay, I know they really going to go there. And I think that was the fun thing about Game of Thrones. It felt like anybody could die. Nobody had plot armor. You never knew where they could go. And I miss having that feeling with the TV show, because typically you have that character or group of characters that there's no real tension, there's no real stakes, because they're not going to really die. But I feel like it's real stakes here. That's how I felt with the first episode. Yeah. And I agree with Ashley as far as like the power. Now I gotta say, that voice baby used at first, it sounded a little lame. I was like, baby, clear your throat. You didn't do it right. You're not in the right pitch. But I love that she can literally control. Like, the girl couldn't even fight. There was no hesitation when the girl said, stab yourself in the neck. She literally just did it. So I'm super excited to see what other like powers do they have. So yeah, super excited. Really love this. And I definitely will say, if you're not a fan like I am of like this genre, I think there is still a lot here that you can enjoy.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a big fantasy person, but not necessarily like sci-fi per se, because I would definitely categorize this under sci-fi. Although, there's some sci-fi stuff that I like, but I'm huge in fantasy. But however, I really like this. Like, I think that this is really, really, I think it's actually pretty good. I don't think that you need a whole lot. Even my daughter, she was watching it because y'all know I'm lazy and I had her doing my pictures. And she was like, this is okay. She was like, she understood it. And she's like big into certain, like, she like y'all, like she know all the things. Cause y'all know me, I just be looking at TV just to look at TV. I don't know none of the things, none of the words. So forgive me. But she was like, this is actually really good. And she said the same thing of how they built the world was really nicely, and that you didn't need to go back in order to really understand it. So even she enjoyed it. So I was like, okay, we got a winner chicken dinner here, y'all. Let us know how y'all feel about this so far. If you've already took a look at it, go ahead and drop it in the comments. I want to know what y'all think about it. But let's jump into it a little bit more, y'all. Hold on, let me switch this up. I gotta get the rest of my notes up. So I want to kind of talk about the young Valia. Y'all kind of already touched on it a little bit, but when we kind of open up, we get the young Valia, right? And she's not playing no games, first and foremost. She's not playing any games when it comes to what she believes is sisterhood. And then we learn about Mother Superior, the original Mother Superior, Raquel, right? And she believed in Valia because Valia believes in her vision. But then there was, I ain't gonna call her the op, because I mean, she just believed what she believed, She's kind of the op. But Dorothea, she believes the opposite. They called it a zealot, I believe, like a little faction. And I believe Raquel said that there was no room for factions inside of a sisterhood because everybody needed to be on the same doggone page. But yet, here we are. These people that believe that what she was doing was heresy. Actually, I want you to kind of explain or talk about, or even just tell me what you thought about what Raquel was actually doing with the breeding and trying to put these matches together.
Oh, absolutely. So we meet, of course, Raquella, and we find out that, of course, she is the mother, the ruler kind of the sisterhood. And if you're not familiar with like this type of group, I likened it to Game of Thrones, like a Meister with superpowers. Or if you watched Wheel of Time, these were like the Aes Sedai, right? So they have different powers. They're assigned to a different great house, and they help the leaders make decisions because they throw up gang signs. They do all the things, right? They give you the tea. They have wisdom. They can tell who's telling the truth and who's lying. And so Raquella is the mother. And basically, she has this eugenics project where she is going to basically breed a line of royalty that she can get to be the imperial, ruler, but the sisterhood can rule them basically. Like they will be down with the sisterhood. They will move at their bidding because of the prophecy or the vision that Raquella gets before she dies. And basically in this prophecy or vision, it's like, the burning truth. You're going to see this. We see the machines, we see blood, we see gore, we see all of these things that she's saying. Like basically it's going to be the end of the world again unless the sisterhood intervenes. And so on her deathbed, Dorothea, which is her granddaughter, is there, and she's like, I need Valia, because Dorothea is a zealot and she doesn't believe in intermingling or playing with the genetic makeup or having their hand in that, right? She feels like that is sacrilege. So Valia is the one that's going to put in this work. And listen, you need people of the same mind. What's scary to me, though, is that while Valia thinks that she's doing the right thing, when we get a new sister coming with a new prophecy, she disregards it completely. She like, you don't know what you're talking about. I saw the burning truth. I know what it is. And baby, you haven't yet. And so I think that this is going to be fun to navigate, to see if Valia is going to be willing to compromise on this vision that she's had for 30 years based on Raquella, right? Because she ran with it. Raquella said this. She said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take out anybody in the path. Again, I'm here for it. I'm here for the tension in that. And I'm here that Valia is being confronted immediately with the fact that, baby, you're not always right. Like you may not have all the answers with, like Nikki said, Ragnar Lothbrok, AKA Desmond, coming in and rocking the boat.
Okay, exactly. But it was a lot. Let me just finish typing that because y'all know I can't do two things at the same time. Okay, so Nikki, what are your thoughts over just the whole idea of this breeding project that they have going on? Like, do you think that they're playing? She says that they're playing God. Do you think that that's what this is, or do you think this is a strategic move?
I think it's kind of obviously playing God, but I wouldn't necessarily be a person who says that playing God is wrong, especially with the purpose and the end game that they have. But what I will say is I love how this was presented because I didn't see Dorothea. How you say it? Is it Dorothea?
Dorothea.
Dorothea. I don't know, girl.
Shout out to my country ass. Dorothea, I didn't think that she was like the op. I thought it was a presentation of two opposing people with very strong beliefs. They just so happen to be on opposite ends. But I love the fact that she stood up for what she believed in. She said, I ain't gonna never bow to you. Like, this is what I believe, and I'm going to stand strong in it. Somebody has to be wrong. Somebody has to be right, but that's kind of the point of something you believe in. And I love the fact that she believed in it to the end. Like, she went all the way with it. She was willing to die for what she believed in. She was not about to switch up. She wasn't even going to like be fraudulent. Like, I mean, a truth teller, so I guess maybe you can't front or be fraudulent. But I love the fact that she went out on her merit. She went out the way that she wanted to. That lady wasn't cold in the ground, and she went straight for them. What is them little embryos? And honestly, I was a little confused on their project. I was like, okay, because we're at a point where we time jump, and of course, like, she's now the mother superior.
Superior.
Y'all, all of these titles and names is gonna really mess me up. She's now mother superior, so of course now she's in the position to make sure that our vision goes forward of breeding, making sure we don't just guide the people in power, but we control them. So when we're setting up this wedding, of course, I know half of it is the fact that we want a princess, we want someone on the throne, but the 9-year-old kind of confused me, because I was like, wait, are we making embryos and like putting it in women? Like, did we take the bloodline and steal their DNA? I was honestly very confused on what exactly we're doing with that project. So I don't know if I'm just not smart enough, but it went over my head. I could not figure out what exactly I don't know if they took the bloodline and cloned their DNA. I don't know if they made their own embryos. So I'm a little confused on that one.
Girl, I understand. Trust me. I watched it a couple of times and then I was like, oh, that's what they're doing. I think what it all boils down to is that they are picking the perfect matches, basically. Like, they know they have everybody's genetics or something like that, and they are putting together these perfect matches that they should be able to control eventually. You know what I'm saying? Like they put together these two people and say, okay, based on this, we should be able to control this person. Is that how it is, Ashley? That's what I got from it.
So there's a lot left to kind of be, I think, exposed about this, because again, we meet Nezzy all these years later, and then later we'll hear Kasha talking about I found Nezzy. You know what I mean? And I'm basically the one who raised her. So I think there's going to be something different. I'm not sure if the mother and father that we see actually birthed her.
See,
right?
That's why I was confused.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if it was an artificial insemination thing. I don't know if she was made in some kind of test tube. I think we'll definitely get more into that as it goes down. But Kasha was my first clue, because she was like, Nezzy, remember I found you. I've raised her. I've been with her this whole time. So I think there's more to her origin story, or how this whole eugenics project works.
Okay, so I'm not this slow.
No,
you're not slow. Because you're not slow at all. I just don't think we've been presented all of the information, because there's another part where we get another girl who says that she doesn't know her parents, and that when they ask about, like, that they're not, I don't know if she said they couldn't ask about them or that they don't talk about. She don't know who her
Lila, because she was raised by the sisterhood in the place. Yeah, she's like, I have no connection to my family.
I thought she was just an orphan they took in. Okay, yeah.
But they say she's a part of an important bloodline, so
yeah,
we'll also make that known. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, so I feel like it's going to be a lot to really. It's going to be a lot, y'all. I'm going to have to get Ash to put us the spreadsheet together, because I keep track of all of this, because Lord knows. Y'all, so this part right here, so we talked a little bit about the original mother. They go into her history just a little bit, which I did appreciate, because I was like, okay, what we got going on? But they go into her history just a little bit. On her deathbed, of course, we talked about how Valia was the one and she gave her the vision or whatever. Do y'all think that when we get, because I'm just kind of jumping out, I'm not going in any order, by the way, guys, I'm sorry. But do y'all think that at the end, when we see the flesh burning on both Kasha and, of course, it's simultaneously happening to the little boy, is that supposed to be this vision? Like when she says, I see, do y'all think that that's somehow has a connection here? Or do you think that Valia is just capping because that's what she wants it to be? Ash, you start, and then Nikki.
So when Mother Raquella has her vision, she calls it the reckoning, right? Like the reckoning is coming. So the burning in and of itself, I don't think is that. I honestly think Desmond is like a harbinger of the reckoning, or he is like the manifestation of the reckoning. And I think this was just her first sign of the truth, right? Because it was like, you'll see the burning truth. And I think that's when she saw Kasha burning. But I think the vision was about this day that everybody's going to have to pay for whatever happened. And I think Desmond is more representative of the reckoning than the actual burning kid or Kasha. Because I'm still trying to make sense of what connection she has with the little boy and why they were burning simultaneously. Like, because that's what it gives when you're presented with it. And I'm like, well, she has a connection to Nezzy, not the little boy. So why is she, unless that's Desmond's FU to the sisterhood, like, okay, like I'm on my way. So I don't necessarily think this is everything. I just think it was a sign to Valia that, baby, it's maybe not where you were looking for it at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Let me bring this comment up, y'all. The genetic engineering is through marriage and ordinary procreation only.
Okay, so I did not understand that because I could have sworn they flashed or something, or maybe they were showing it in the woman's stomach. I don't know. But y'all, there was a scene where they show like an embryo. So I thought that room that Dorothea was trying to get in, I thought it was like a bunch of embryos back there. Like I thought it was So thank you. Okay, it's just normal hunching and procreating. Okay.
Yeah, but I still feel like it's gonna be like something. I don't know, y'all, because like I said, I don't know. I take it with a grain of salt on the first episode because I feel like we're gonna start to get a bunch of more stuff. But I'm excited to see where this goes. Yeah, this was so funny to me when we started talking about when that little boy told her. He said, "My father said that this is just a formality." I ain't gonna say jack to you. This is a formality, y'all. When he took what were they eating, pomegranate or something, like a pomegranate? When they were eating the pomegranate, and he took it from her and ate it himself, but then wanted to feed her when she was supposed to. I said, this little boy, he gonna be something else. But yeah, that was a lot. So I want to talk about the reasoning for so we got this wedding. We can tell that the emperor, he really doesn't, this is not what he wants to do. You can tell that he's a little uneasy about it. We already know that this is a setup, but he's feeling uneasy about the whole situation. And then, oh, my bad, I got you. But he's feeling uneasy about the whole situation. And we see him kind of battling with his wife. She doesn't want this to happen. Like nobody really wants this to happen per se on this side of it. But then we have, God, let me find his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The other father. Do you know his name?
The Ricchese household. Yeah,
Ricchese. Because girl, I was about to call it Ricchese. I got it written down, but I was like, I can't.
It's Ricchese. Ricchese. The author said he don't care how you pronounce it, but it's one of them. It's like that.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, I cannot pronounce this. But yeah, but we can see that he's kind of pushing for this to happen, right? What were y'all initial thoughts about this? Like, do we see, well, just give me your initial thoughts about just this combining of the marriages and what you actually thought about the Ricchese family. And then Nikki, you're going to start, but also talk to us about the previous question, because I'm sorry, I didn't let you answer. I apologize.
Yeah, with the previous question with the lady with the black hair burning at the same time as the kid. I'm so sorry, these names I can't. But I felt like it was the same thing she told Valia when she wouldn't listen, when she's trying to tell her new prophecy. Like, what if what we're doing is actually going to make what we're trying to prevent happen? Kind of like Raven, you know, every time she had a vision and she tried to stop it, she would literally make it happen. Because when we look at the dying Mother Superior, when she's having the visions, one of the visions is people burning the exact same way that the kid and the truth teller, are they truth tellers or truth sayers?
Truth sayers.
Truth sayers. The way that they were both burning, the way their flesh was burning, that is exactly the way the flesh was burning when she was having all those visions and they were flashing all of that stuff on the screen. So I feel like there is some stuff with Desmond that I feel like he has a plan that isn't fully shown or known to the audience yet, but I think it is intertwined with that doom that they're trying to prevent when Mother Superior first dies when Valia's still young, and she's like, we have to be strong, we have to prepare, something is coming for us. I think that's going to be Desmond bringing that they're trying to prevent, and what they're doing is actually like bringing it forth. And I like when he goes to tell the story to the Emperor, and she goes to say, well, it's true, or he believes it's true. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. He's mapping all of this out. He's being strategic. And that's the thing with the lie, right? It's only a lie if you think it's a lie. But if you think it's the truth, then it's the truth. Like, your body will read as if you're telling the truth. So I love when they had her say, like, not just it's the truth, but, oh, well, he believes it's the truth. I think they are absolutely bringing a Dune. And I'm excited to see why their name changes. Ashley probably can say the name. I can't remember it, but in the Dune movie, 10,000 years later, these people are not called the Sisterhood. So I'm really interested to see how we got there, what changes. And as far as the wedding, I definitely feel like Raquel them, there's something that they are plotting and is under the surface as well. I don't know if it is as like diabolical as Desmond, but they want this wedding real bad. And I agree when the Emperor said he's trying to make a fool out of me. Like, why you asking for a wing up in my house?
That part.
There is something underlining and under there, but that's what's exciting about this first episode, right? Like, we get a lot, but we also are clueless to a lot. But it's like exciting to know, like, wait, what's this person's motives? Where are they going? But we got to see you at the crossroads, Uncle Charles. This was sad. Pour one out for the little homie. Little homie was gonna be a G. I really liked him, but I didn't like the way his daddy like pushed him into. This baby is 9. He want to go play with some Ninja Turtles or whatever Ninja Turtles they had in this time. I don't know, but this wedding was really, really interesting, and I am interested in the fallout of my son dying in your palace, castle. I don't know what they're called. Are they still called palaces and castles? I don't know. But I think there's going to be a really dire fallout. And this also means we won't get that fleet that was promised because now there's no wedding. So I think there's going to be a ton of fallout. And I think there's something. Desmond knows something. He stopped this wedding for a reason.
Because I feel like Desmond is already like, I don't know who he works for, because I don't think it is him like by himself. Like, I don't think he's this lone wolf out here, but I feel like there's some other sinister power that's above him that's kind of pushing this plot along. But I think that they know what the sisterhood is trying to do, and they're trying to stop the sisterhood from basically taking over or taking power, because at the end of the day, that's what they're trying to do by putting her there. I thought that the plan of them actually getting the princess into the sisterhood and then having her there for 10 years so that they can groom her basically into what they need her to be and mold her into what they need her to be. I thought that was honestly, it was a pretty genius plan. I was like, that's a good plan in theory.
Really?
I thought it was. I thought it was stupid. You did? I thought it was good because it'll feel kind of natural. Like, it won't feel like this sinister plot, like, oh, we did. It really is just, okay, we get her over here. We teach her our ways, but like, you're literally just kind of inputting all the things that you need her to do. The only bad part about it is if she go rogue. That would be the worst part.
And see, that's why I didn't think it was smart. If she was 9, like the little boy, then I would say it's genius. Then she's younger, she's more impressionable. At her big old age, what is going to happen? What is going to be her response when it is revealed that we're actually puppeteers? We're not just guiding your dad, who is the emperor. We're puppeteering all of this. See, I feel like it's dangerous to kind of let certain secrets out. Now, if she was younger, like I said, yes. But at her age, I personally didn't think it was smart, because I feel like that's one of those things you do not want getting out. Do you know how these people would react if they know they turning to this truth? And they puppeteering us? No. Yeah, I didn't think it was smart. Now, maybe the way they was going to go about it was kind of, you know how you kind of break people down and you ease them in little by little, but I still just don't see that working once you're that age.
I can see that. I accept. I received that one. Ash, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. So just to kind of speak to that really quick, that scenario and situation, I would say the same, Nikki, except I think Kasha, which was the truthsayer for her family, has been with her for so long. I think that she's been strategically planting seeds, because when we talk to Nezzy and she's, giving her mom the business, like, because her mama's completely against it. And she's like, no, I'm doing this for me because I want my free years. He's 9 right now. That means I got a good 9-10 years to do what I want to do. And I want to be a truthsayer. I'm passionate about it. So I'll be curious to see if we get flashbacks of how Kasha raised Nezzy and what seed she sowed in her, because Nezzy seems very, very excited about going to the planet with the sisters, honey, and exploring that. I cringe at any of these child weddings, whether it was Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, this, in any of the books. I'm literally disgusted. And to see this little boy up there grossed me out even more. I'll never get over it. I'll never get past it. It makes my stomach turn. Every single time in a story, they try to marry off these 8, 9, 10-year-olds to these grown A people. I actually, on the other hand, did not like little Pewitt or whatever his name was. I couldn't stand this little menace to society. I want to know why he's got a thinking machine. Okay. I want to know who gave it to him and where they come from. They're supposed to be forbidden. Listen. We had a war with these creatures on a big scale, and you mean to tell me you just got one in your pocket that you're letting roll all around the universe? I don't like it. I don't like the Richese family. I think them being in the home of the imperial or whatever is a disaster waiting to happen. They definitely have ulterior motives. We've already heard that Lord Carino is having troubles on Arrakis. Like, there's like an uprising, anarchy, and this marriage is supposed to quash those things and give him more military backing and support. So yeah, this is going to be disastrous, I feel like, because Richese now not going to get no deal. Do they have a newborn? They're going to now marry to Nezzy. What happens after this? I mean, what are you going to listen? They want to see. I'm like, is he going to kill off his wife? Is old Richese going to marry Nezzy? What is next? Because we literally needed this alliance. But I honestly get from this, this union again was supposed to be strategic. I'm surprised the sisterhood was behind this, because I didn't like this union from the beginning. Also, it kind of speaks to the weakness of the imperial leader, like this Carino guy. I think he's a weakling. Everything he did, he was looking for Kasha. He looking to his wife. He looking to everybody. I'm like, sir, if you don't stand on your own 2 feet and make a damn decision, if you ain't want this marriage to take place, do that. But you telling Ragnar Lothbrok, oh Lord, if there were gods, they would end this, so I wouldn't be in this vice right now. Ragnar said, say less. Desmond said, say less.
Okay, that's exactly what he said. That's exactly what he said. I said, when he said that, Ash, I said, really? I said, because you could feel it. Like, you could feel when he said it that there was about to be a consequence. Like, there was about to be an answer. You was like, oh, no, what he finna do? That's exactly how I felt. I was like, okay. So, let me read this comment real quick, y'all. Hold on. I gotta move us around.
I was gonna say, you starting with the EJ is correct comment.
Yes, of course. EJ. It's definitely correct. The sisterhood raises these girls as sleeper agents who are completely loyal to the sisterhood. The only path to power for women, just like our royals.
I just feel like you wouldn't feel manipulated. Like, if I'm the princess and I've been raised with the truthsayer lady, you wouldn't feel manipulated. Like, I would feel like, have you been manipulating me my whole life? Like, do I really want to be in a sisterhood, or do I want to be in a sisterhood because you manipulated me? I don't know. I guess that's just how I was seeing it. Like, you have been manipulating me my whole life, and I would feel like you don't really care about me. I'm just a pawn because you want a sisterhood, somebody from the sisterhood on the throne.
Yeah. I get it though. You could really, 2 things can be true. Because, definitely if she ever finds out, go ahead.
Nezzy
Go
be
ahead.
on that dope. She be on that spice. I don't know if
I was
Nezzy
just gonna say that.
listen, she be getting high. I don't know. Did y'all see when she went to that club and put that mask on? Like I'm not new. I'm
Yes,
new to this.
I loved
I
it.
did that.
that was
I
like one of the best
loved
things.
it. I loved it. I said, girl, hey, go ahead and go to the freak club with your brother. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Go ahead. I loved it. I loved it 100%.
That was one of my favorite parts. I said, okay, Nezzy. I was like, I really feel like Nezzy is gonna be like a favorite for me. Like, I feel like this is gonna be a character that I really, really enjoy. So I'm excited about that because
Y'all
I like to
didn't feel like her sword fighting looked real janky. Like, y'all too busy wanting a hunch. Please work on her skills. Like, it wasn't good. It wasn't good.
I felt like she needed to work a little bit more when her brother was like, he's like, can I see? And then when she came out like she was really about to do so, I said, girl, now wait a minute. You
Their
need to
little
work on
mini
that a little bit more.
lightsabers. I didn't like that part. That was the part I didn't like. I said, "Are y'all trying to be Star Wars or whatever?" It's like, zoom, zoom, zoom. And then it was like lighting up as soon as they made contact. I was like, "Get this Atreides out of here. He ain't nobody. What you doing?"
Oh, I don't like him. I want her to find a better man. Yeah, no.
Yeah. But because I don't believe that the Atreides are the ones who actually did it. So I feel like he comes from a janky family anyway from the jump because I don't think they really unalived the machines. I think it was somebody else. It was the way that they
Oh,
said it. I don't
yeah.
believe it.
Yeah,
I
they
agree.
talk about people who write history. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
Mhm.
yes. I feel like that was kind of the underlying. Like, I felt there was some kind of foreshadowing with that. Like, you got to write history so you can say what you could. I freed the slaves, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You can say whatever you want to say happened.
Exactly. Y'all, let's talk about this for a second. We kind of touched on it a little bit. And Ash, I completely agree with you because I had no clue how these two things were connected. And that is what's throwing me. This is like a big question for me. But I'm wondering, Nikki, do you have any theories? Do y'all have any like just randomness? Like, I don't know. I'm just gonna keep it 100. I have no clue. But do you have any theories of what you think it could possibly be?
As to why is her and the little boy that burns. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, because I think the whole point is to stop the wedding and to stop the sisterhood stronghold on the emperor. So we have to take out the little boy. That stops the wedding. We have to take out his truth teller because, like Ashley said, the mother is weak. Like, he needs her in his ear telling him what to do. So once you take this person's biggest influence that steers him left, right, up, and down, I think there's going to be a massive issue now that he no longer has that truthsayer by his side. She has been with them. This isn't like, oh, she just, we just got a truthsayer. Like, he's been looking to her specifically next to him for a very long time. And I think that is why her and the little boy was taken out. We can't just take the little boy out because then we're just going to tell her to spend something, for the emperor. Now we no longer, when I say we, I mean the sisterhood, we no longer kind of have our tentacles in there. I feel like he would have never went along with this wedding if the sisterhood did not have her in there. You know what I mean? We needed her in there so that we could get his daughter. Now we no longer have our Trojan horse over there in his castle. That's a huge drawback for the sisterhood.
Gotcha. Okay, that's what's up. And I could see that. I could definitely see that. I was like, so we're gonna take out both of them at the same time, and now he doesn't have his truth there. And then Ash, question for you. So do you think that we're gonna find out in some reveal that it's someone that's closer to him that really kind of put these things in place? To the emperor, or do you think it's somebody that we just haven't met, or do you think that it's somebody that's already infiltrated, or maybe the wife, or like somebody that's closer?
I think it's Desmond. I think Desmond Hart is on assignment. I don't know if he's on assignment for some supernatural entity, baby. Because when I saw him absorbed in the smoke, I said, yeah, Desmond's not even of this plane anymore. He's got powers. He done sacrificed himself to the drowned god or did something weird to where he's now got these powers. And I think this is all by design. I really like Nikki's theory in that if I remove Kasha, I'm right here, right now. He already trusts me because I'm battle tested, right? I've come back with all of these stories of victory on Arrakis, and I'm this and I'm that. Now you don't have your most trusted advisor. Who's gonna step into that role? It's gonna be me. And
Yeah.
I think honestly, with the Kasha situation, it was twofold. I think so. Not only do I get rid of his most, closest confidant, I'm now gonna become that, and I'm also gonna play in the sisterhood's face. Because one thing about Desmond, he calls them witches. He said, I hate them damn witches. Oh, the witches couldn't tell you that because he's sowing seeds of doubt the entire time. In every conversation that he's having with Carino, it's like, oh, the witches ain't tell you that? I thought they knew everything. Like, oh, the witches this, they don't. So I think it was like, okay, let me get rid of his person and then let me stick it to Mother Superior. Let me stick it to Valia, because I don't think Desmond is all the way human. I think he's a male with powers close to what the sisterhood has. And like I said, I think he did some low down dirty stuff. I think he sacrificed himself to some entity, and that's how he's got the power to burn people from the inside out. But this was definitely strategic. I don't think they needed another inside man. As far as the sisterhood, I think they'll adapt. I think that they have pockets of people everywhere, and Valia will rally, but I'm interested to see how her strategy is going to change now with this, because they're acting like they ain't never seen somebody burnt from the inside out before. They're sitting there gasping. So again, this is the burning truth, but what is that truth? Because throughout this whole episode, the theme was, will you believe the prophecy or will you believe the truth? So how do we determine which one? Is the prophecy truth, or does truth stand alone? I'm curious. Like I said, they set this up, honey, because I'm locked in.
Yeah. And that's why I'm so interested to see Desmond's next move, because it very much feels like on House of Dragon when Alicent Daddy was no longer hand of the king, and we put our whole plan into motion. So now that weak behind king no longer has his hand, now we're gonna bring Alicent Daddy back. So I'm really curious to see what Desmond's next move is, because I think everything Ashley just said is on brand. And your advisor is gone, sir. We've already been a little chummy. Come listen to me.
And I know what's going on in Arrakis. I can direct you there.
Oh yeah, and speaking of, y'all, what was that scene when you just said you think that Desmond? I like calling him Ragnar Lothbrok, but when you said that Desmond sold his soul to something, y'all, what was that scene where the Emperor was looking down at this like little built thing, and you saw a man and like this sand thing? What was that?
It was him being absorbed by the Dune.
That was him.
That's why I said he didn't sacrifice himself to the drown god. Listen, he works for them. He works for somebody. Because that should have killed him.
It really should have. And when he said that, I was like, dude, you really should have been gone. What's up, C? I tried watching this show last night, and I couldn't get into it. I'm the minority. I know. I watched for my boo, Travis Filmer, aka Desmond. I think there's a lot of people watching for him. I ain't even gonna lie. I think it's a ton of people that tuned in just because of that. But I do think that especially for me, it took me twice before I got in it. You know what I mean? Like before I was like, oh yeah. Wow. The first time, but you know me, I be looking at TV at nighttime, and that's a horrible time to look at TV in the bed at night.
Be turning on a new show when she finna go to sleep.
Exactly. Horrible. I know, but I think that was the main problem. But then later I came back to it, and I was like, oh, okay, look, we're about to get into it. So yeah. Hold on, I missed some stuff. Sorry, y'all. I talked about this already. That was when she was seeing the burning. That was when she was seeing the burning. When I had went back to get a few extra pictures, and that was one of the extra ones I got. I was trying to get it from far, but I didn't redo it. Back in the beginning, right, when we kind of talked about Dortea and we talked about Valia and how she made this decision, right? Like she was like, look, we not finna do this. Like, and she took out Dortea, and she said something along the lines of the Harkonnen name when they think of her name, basically is forever stained. Do you feel that to be true, or do you feel I feel like she did what she had to do? Like, I'm just not mad at Valia for taking out Dortea. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like she did what she needed to do to advance the sisterhood. And then she actually did it. She grew the sisterhood. She did all the things that. What you say her name is? Ashley Raquella? Because I've been calling her Raquel like she gonna be
Raquel.
Rock sooner or later.
Yeah,
Raquella.
Raquel.
She did all the things that she asked her to do, pretty much, basically. So I feel like I don't think her name is going to go down on the wrong side of history per se. I don't know. I think I need more information. Nikki?
Yeah, well, for one, I think you're saying that because from the vantage point of the show, we're meant to root for them. But I feel like we don't yet know whose beliefs are correct. Was Dorothea correct, or is Valia correct? And also, when you get to the Dune movie, her family is like the most powerful, richest people, even over the Emperor. And I was like, wait a minute, I know this last name. That's Valio's shamed family that was cast off into the desert like Abraham. Yeah, so I think the outcome of how any moment in history looks, it typically depends on looking back in history. So I don't think it's something that can be judged now. I think it'll be something where if everything goes to plan and she was right, it'll look back without shame. But if she's wrong, they're gonna look back with shame. Like, girl, you shouldn't have killed that lady. She knew what she was talking about.
Yeah. Okay. That's what's up. And I do think that there is a certain point where, because I feel like Dorothea and the Zealots or Zealots or whatever, they start with a Z. The Zealots. I do feel like they were a lot more religious when it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were trying to be a lot more pure, and they didn't want to mess with anything that was by design. But sometimes you got to take control. I just feel like I'm going to be on Valia's side. I just feel like that's where I'm going to end, where I'm going to land on this. But we do need more information. We need more information. Ashley?
I don't know. She's trying so hard, even in this episode, to distance herself from this name. You know what I mean? Because, they were cowards and they abandoned the thinking machines war and they were exiled to this thing. So me and my sister, we got free and we became a part of the sisterhood. And this is our new family and our new name. And even when we're seeing her making decisions about who's going to get a truthsayer, and they said, this is the Harkonnens' fourth request. And she says, and tell them no. Again. I'm like, why is she putting all of this into keeping the distance between her and her family name when it's really, in the narration we hear, it's just based on who wrote it? We really don't know what happened with the Harkonnens, but she hates being associated with this family so bad. I think she's willing to go to great lengths, not only to do what she needs to do with this prophecy, but also to separate herself. I'm different. I'm the Harkonnen that is this. And I don't know if I believe in her. I don't know if I believe in her or the sisterhood yet. I think that's what they would like us to do. Like I think you and Nikki said. But I'm going to hold out. I'm going to hold out and I'm going to watch and I'm going to wait and see which side of history I want to be on, because something's not quite sitting right with me as far as her motives and intentions. I hope we get a lot of flashbacks. I hope I get to see what growing up in her family was like. And I hope we get to meet other Harkonnens just besides her and her sister. I noticed with Valia's character, she's very hard, right? And we kind of see the opposite in her sister Tula, especially when they're choosing kind of the acolytes that they think are going to be something, right? Tula likes Lila. She's like, oh, she's a true empath. She's this, she's that. Valia likes this man-looking woman who is out of control. Like when you get up and say a story like that, your parents told you to the flesh peddlers and, oh, y'all bought that? Ugh. And that's who Valia likes. It speaks volumes to me. And so I'm really curious to see who this family really is, because none of us are monoliths. And I hate this idea that all the Harkonnens are going to be bad or all of, any line is going to be bad. But child, I'm going to wait and see, because Valia is crucial.
But that's the thing with the Harkonnens. The whole family wasn't it just her great grandpappy? Like the whole family wasn't cowards. That one my great granddaddy married my grandma when she was about 13. He was 28. Don't put that on me. Like he was just the granddaddy. Okay, the granddaddy ran from the machines as he should, rightfully so. I want to live. But just because the granddaddy did one thing, the whole bloodline was shamed and banished out into the desert. But I think the whole Harkonnen bloodline is evil. But that's just because I tried to watch the Dune show with Zendaya, and them people control spice and set up that little pretty boy and his family. The Harkonnens are evil, and it's gonna come out in the wash that Valia is a Harkonnen.
Oh, dang. You know what? But I am a sucker for a villain sometimes. So you never know about me. But we gotta see though. I'm holding out. We're gonna see exactly where we go with this. But we did meet one other Harkonnen. We didn't get a lot of screen time with him. We didn't get to figure out who he really was. I can't think of what his name is. I just remember he was talking to the Emperor. He was talking to him about some nonsense. I'm like, the Emperor don't have time for this, bro. Like, what are we doing right now? When they were at the wedding, I can't remember what he was talking about, but that was a Harkonnen too. And I don't know if that's going to be
the Harkonnen, the one the Emperor blew off.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, okay.
But I just don't know what his, what his thing is just yet. So we gonna see though. Yeah, Nez, the Princess Nez. Hold on, let me see if I want to talk about her yet, because I think I got another thing of her. Yeah, we're gonna back out of girl style.
My man.
Leave him on the screen.
Right.
Sure, I'm gonna leave him right there for you. But I want to move on to talk about some very specific characters that we got introduced to. Hold on, let me see if I can pull up the first one. Here we go, right here. I got to take him off for just a second. We'll bring him back, though, I promise. We got Princess, and I just really am curious to just get y'all's initial thoughts of these characters, and I know we don't have a lot to go off on right now, but kind of what you want to see come from these characters as we're moving through this series. We're going to start with the Princess. Ash, you start out, then Nikki, and then we'll go to her brother.
Okay, yeah, I don't like Nezzy, and I know Nikki loves Nezzy down. I don't like her. I think, and I don't know why. There's no necessarily good reason why. I just don't feel like she would be the strong woman leader that I would want to see on the throne to lead the Imperium. I feel like she's a dope fiend. I feel like she's on them drugs. I feel like she dipping and tipping in that spice. I think that she is very. When you think about a leader that you want to rule, right? You think of someone who's selfless, who's willing to put their motivations on the back burner to think of the people. Nezzy is thinking about that coot nanny. She's thinking about that dope, and she is thinking about living her best life and having powers. I think that's her full motivation, and I do not think that is what a good leader makes. So for me, Nezzy, she's in the bottom. She's in the bottom of my characters at this point. Don't like her.
Okay, Nikki.
Look, she's not a drug fiend. Just because you ski a little bit don't mean you got a problem. But I like Nezzy because I'm going to be here for any woman hoeing around. She got her little piece on the side, cheating on her little 9-year-old child bride. And the way she was talking to her mama, it was very much giving, I'm going to have my side dude for the duration of my mom. I know what I'm doing. I just love the fact that baby went to that little freak off club like that. That's why I like her. But on the side of outside of me, just want all women to hoe around. I do not like her as a leader. She is no Sarah Connor. I do not see her leading the resistance. Yeah, no, absolutely not. As a leader, them sword, I could have sword fight better than her, and I ain't never picked up a sword in my life. That looked weak as hell. She looked like, and I don't know if they just didn't cast the right actress. I don't know if they didn't do enough, training before they shot the scene. But baby, that the sword skills was weak. They were weak. It looked like little kids in Chuck E. Cheese playing with a sword. It was real bad. They too busy giving each other the googly eyes. They're not doing real training. Yeah. As far as her going off to the freak off club, I am team Yanez all day. But as far as her actually being the one that the sisterhood is putting all of this into, and she's going to be the one on the throne, no, baby. Stay in the freak off club. Stay off the throne.
Okay. Constantine Carino. Now, this is the illegitimate son of the emperor. And it says that he's torn between seeking his father's approval and indulging in his own vices. What y'all think? Because I felt like, well, I ain't gonna say what I thought his vices was, but let's just talk about him for a second.
Vices was,
girl,
women.
No.
Men.
Yep, that's what I thought
Okay.
his vices were. But I don't know. But we gonna see. Ash, what's your first initial thoughts of him, and will he play any significance as we advance the story on, or what you got for him?
I mean, he's there. He's gonna be there. I was like, why are you sending a brother to go check out the sisterhood? The way Valia looked at him, like, boy, is she gonna stay just with the rest of them? Oh, well, that's not acceptable. She said, well, sorry. Like, what do you think you're gonna do, sir? He's big fine. Of course, he's gonna be embroiled in some sort of steamy, hot love affair during the season. But I don't know. Other than that, what is his real motivation? It wasn't made clear in this first episode that he was actually the illegitimate son, because we didn't really see the interaction between him and the wife. So I'll be curious to see if there's like enmity between the two of them. But other than, kind of just filling in some gaps and holes where they just need another character, I don't see how important he's going to be. He gave me very much lackluster. He gave me very much, I don't care. I'm not interested. He tried to throw his little weight around. I wasn't impressed. I was just like, oh,
Yeah,
okay. Like, he didn't
I
move
agree.
me as a character.
I agree. Nikki, did he move you?
Move me well. But he kind of gives me, remember them little Stark little boys who ain't really played no real role, and you forgot about them. And you was like, oh shoot, he got them little Stark boys. That's what he gives me. I agree with Ashley. Like, he's here, he'll be there. But I do disagree with Ashley. I could have sworn that during the series, because like Critical Thinker in the comments said Nezzy can't occupy the throne, she's a woman. I could have sworn in the show they said he cannot occupy the throne. He is an illegitimate, like he isn't true bloodline heir to the throne. I could have sworn in the show they did say that Nezzy is the heir to the throne,
That's
not
what I was just
her.
writing her back, because they said this will be the first woman
Yeah.
to reign. They say that a couple times in the
Yeah.
first episode. So that's interesting.
Yeah, so Nezzy, even though she's a woman, she is absolutely in line to occupy the throne, not her brother. And he definitely gives me bisexual. I'm so hyped. See, we needed the camera to follow him in the Freak Off Club. After we saw the sister, we needed to see the man and the woman, or the non-binary that he was with, because he definitely gives me those vibes. So I'm a fan of his because he bisexual. I'm here for you, little boy. But outside of that, I think it would be interesting to maybe have him come in the clutch as like an unsuspecting character that you wouldn't expect to really have a big part, as far as a pivotal part in the plot, because he does give insignificant side character. Like, he gives expendable.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I think it would be good if it did pop out like that, like all of a sudden this character was somebody that was really, really important. But right now, I don't see his importance just yet. But who knows? Before I move on to the next set of characters, I forgot to ask you guys something that I really wanted to ask you. Remember when Tula had asked her sister to go to the archives and make sure that this was a breeding match? Do y'all think that she actually did it? Because I don't think she did. I think that she lying. I think Valia is lying about it being a breeding match. I think that something changed, and which is why Kasha, of course, came. And I don't think that Valia is saying it. I think she's just trying to move with the plan that she already had set forth. Ashley, what you think?
I think that Valia's fatal flaw is going to be her pride. So it wouldn't surprise me if she didn't check, if she just let it ride. And she lords over her sister a little bit. So I think it would be, how dare you question me? I think that Valia got the reality check when she saw Kasha being incinerated. I think that's the only moment. I don't think that Valia's the type to say she did anything wrong. I don't think she's the type that will go back and double check anything because I made sure it was right the first time. And I think that, again, I think that's going to be her fatal flaw, that pride.
Nikki?
I echo everything Ashley said. I absolutely agree. Y'all already know, I feel like she a Harkonnen, and the Harkonnens are of the devil. She absolutely did not check. And I feel like it's a mix of like her pride, but I also feel like it's a mix of a theme that I think was presented very strongly, like I said, with Dorothea and her interaction, is that theme of belief. I think it's ego, like Ashley said, but I also think she so blindly believes in this that there is no questioning anything as far as what she believes to be true and to be the purpose. And No, she didn't check. She didn't check at all. But
I
I'm
don't think
also still a little confused. What is in that room? What is in that room?
girl, I guess we're
If
gonna
she
have to
would have
find
went
out.
in there to check, what is in that room?
Okay. Girl, I don't know what's in that room, but
I want to
I
know
don't think
what's
she
in
checked
there.
Give
either.
us the inside scoop.
Okay, I do not think that she checked. And you've kind of already given your thoughts about, because this was our next character that we were going to, but I was more so wondering about that one specific thing. But do you guys have any other just things that you want to get off your chest about Valia? I know you can't stand a Harkonnen, Nikki, but do you foresee like her fall, or do you think that this plan is gonna like what's your end game for this Harkonnen from Valia?
I definitely feel like she's going to be one of the top characters that I enjoy in the series. She's not my personal fave, but as far as her role in the mix of the story that's presented, I think she's going to be extremely interesting and entertaining to follow. And like I said, I tried to jump to Zendaya's Dune. I'm gonna call it Zendaya's Dune, so that I could kind of get into the world. And I'm extremely, extremely interested on why this group is no longer called the Sisterhood, and I'm very interested in if that change has anything to do with Valia and her role and time as Mother Superior. Now, this is 10,000 years prior, so it's no telling when that change took place. And even with the fact that, like I said, the Harkonnens control spice 10,000 years later, when at this point they were shamed and they can't even get a truth to, because it would seem to me like if you're like one of the only people that don't have a truth sayer, you're at a disadvantage. You know what I mean? So I'm so curious to see, how do you go from a position of disadvantage to controlling spice? And does it have something to do with value? Does she eventually try to aid her family? Like she's going to be so pivotal.
Yep.
Obviously, she's
That.
a huge character, but I think she's going to be pivotal in the sense that I think her tentacles are going to be in so much and in so many pots, and she's going to directly affect so many snowball events. The sisterhood, all these little orphan baby, test tube baby, all this stuff they playing with, the princess, Desmond, the Harkonnen family, what are they? The Jackadees, the Hades, the Macanese. Who was them 9-year-old little boy family?
The Rakizis.
The Patizis. She got her tentacles in everything, whether directly or indirectly, whether a ripple effect of somebody she got her tentacles in. I'm extremely excited to see what exactly her moves are going to be, because I feel like she'll sacrifice her sister, because the only thing she cares about, she has this strong belief, she has this vision, and anything standing in her way, she gonna tell you to put that blade in your neck. I don't care who it is.
Girl, okay. Listen, I'm here. I'm here for it, though. I'm here for every last single part of it. Ashley, any final thoughts on Mother Harkonnen, Mother Valia, Mother Superior, number 2?
What I'm looking forward to, and y'all, I'm so pissed we only get 6 episodes in this season. Like, I'm so aggy about this because give me more, right? But I think what I'm looking forward to most, honestly, is this showdown that she's gonna have with Desmond. Because I want to know what's tea. Like, I want to know what he knows about her, what she knows about him. And I think this will be a delightful kind of enemy versus enemy situation. And so I really want to see how that culminates. I also know that Valia is a master manipulator at this point, and she's strategic as well. So I'm excited to see how she's going to lay out her plan. I too, Nikki, believe that she is going to sacrifice Tula at some point. Tula's too sweet and too docile and goes too much along like with the flow. I think that at some point they're going to come to terms and she's going to sacrifice her for whatever reason. But Valya's a mastermind. She didn't ascend by happenstance. You know what I mean? I think everything that she's done has been thought out. Again, I just think her pride will be her biggest burden, and this reckoning that's coming, because it's coming one way or another. I'm curious to see how she's going to use some of these alkalites as well, because I think in her world, everybody is a pawn. Because whenever we meet characters who are true believers and have this idea that their way is the right way and there's no other thing, they are willing to sacrifice anything and everything. So I'm really trying to see how low she gonna go. Because
How low can you go?
pretty low. Yeah, I think she'll go pretty low. The true believers always do to accomplish whatever they think their mission is. So I want to see the range in this character, and I want to see her at her worst. I want to see what she got in her bag.
Okay. Ash, I'm gonna stay with you. Emperor, you already told me that you believe that he's weak, and that he don't even know how to really rule because he needs other people to look to the left and the right. What are your final thoughts on just this character, and where do you see him going these next 6
Dead,
episodes?
the grave soon. Rather than later. He is a weakling. I have no time to abide these weak-willed male leaders in this space. This show is so woman-centered with such strong women already. He's a loser. I don't like Carino. I don't like that all of his decisions are based on what someone else told him. I think he's a figurehead at this point, and I think it'll be easy to slit his throat in the night. I think it'll be easy to burn him up from the inside out. I think it'll be easy for Desmond to do whatever he needs to do to use him as a puppet. So I think because of that fact, and because Desmond is in the house right now, Valya, the sisterhood, the truthsayers are gonna have to do something to him, because Desmond has his ear at this point. And I think that's the most dangerous thing for the sisterhood at this point, because Desmond's gonna have him trying to do some stuff to the sisters. Watch. Oh, well, I don't think you need to have another one come in here. I think we need to put in some rules in place. So because of that, he'll go by the wayside. I give him to episode 3 or 4, but Carino gonna get taken out, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Nikki, your thoughts?
I agree with Ashley. He very much gives me King Viserys vibes. And the same way I was pissed off feeling like if King Viserys wasn't so weak, so much would not have happened. That is exactly how I feel about Q-Tip right here. And I'm pretty sure that if he spent as much time really trying to hone leader skills as he spends shining his bald head, we would not end up where I know they are going to end up. He is absolutely King Viserys, up and down 100%. And I am just so excited to see what Desmond is going to do with this man, because now that's why I disagree with Ashley. I don't think he's going to die no time soon, because you can't kill your puppet yet. Like, we need to use him for a while to really map out, even though we don't really know Desmond for a plan. I do think we're going to need Q-Tip in order to really pop this stuff off. We're going to need him in our whole plan, because we still have an eligible princess. We still don't want the sisterhood to match her up and, get no little test tube baby, whatever. What's in that room? That's it. If they don't take me into that room, child. But yeah, I really don't care for that man. He's the wife. Like, I don't really even know what to say about this man. Like, I cannot with him. And I'm with Ashley. I cannot stand a weak-willed man. Like, he feel like one of them little boys who never got up from under their grandma. Like, I cannot do this with this man.
Okay. Well,
And
speaking
Nikki,
of this man, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, and Nikki, that's why I think the sisterhood gonna try to take him out. I think the sisterhood's gonna try to take him out.
I thought you were saying
Because-
Desmond was gonna take him out. Okay.
Desmond's gonna use him. I think he's gonna be his puppet master. I think Desmond will be his puppet master, but I think the sisterhood will have to take him out to cut off Desmond's power.
Okay, yes, I absolutely agree with that. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that definitely, I can see that. So speaking of him and his decision-making skills and the fact that he needs, these women around him to help him make these decisions, he has this wife that I feel like is going to play a big part in this at some point. I feel like we're going to see something from her. I feel like she's going to be the one that sides with Desmond. I feel like she's going to be the one that's going to be pushing him to not bring another truthsayer in there. and to roll with Desmond. I think she is definitely going to be Team Desmond. Nikki, what are your thoughts?
You know what? I'm about to really get real mad at Mr. Clean, because why this rundown of this lady say she united thousands of worlds? Like, he dismissed her when she said, because she was against the wedding, and when she said the kingdom was stronger when you was listening to me, the way he dismissed her. Now wait a minute, now she got her own little resume, it seemed like. I definitely am hoping that she is as strong as she seems, and that she gonna pop out, and really get ahead of her bald head husband, and really make sure that the whole kingdom don't go down in Desmond's hellfire. But I feel like we haven't really seen much of her yet for me to really have any opinion. We pretty much just had little moments with her, but I'm hoping she is as strong as she seems. I hope she is as smart as she seems, because she definitely come across as having more sense than Mr. Clean. So I'm gonna give her that. Even with her limited screen time, she definitely seemed like she got a lot more sense to him. But yeah, I don't think we have enough information yet for me personally to have much to say about her.
No worries. And I've definitely been looking at the trailer, so that's where I base most of my decisions about her off of. Is I really think she's gonna come through. And this episode told me a lot too. Is that, like, look, you were doing better with me than without. Like, you need to listen. So, and sometimes, you know what they say, behind every good man is a.
Now, this is a weak man. What do they say about behind every weak man?
I said good. I didn't say whether he was strong or bad. I just said good.
I don't even know if he's good, EJ. I just think he's weak. I like Natalia, though. I think Natalia about that work. I just can't tell right now if she is going to be for good or evil. I have a feeling she's going to bust it wide open for Desmond, though.
I think so, too. I think
they're going to be banging on the bathroom floor. And I don't know. Because I mean, he's already weak, so let's just make him a cuckold as well. You know what I mean? Why not? Why not? Why not, Korea? You ain't got nobody. But I also think that she is. When I saw everything I needed to know, when she saw that baby had the thinking machine, and she was like, "Off with his head." Get him out of here. This is like, oh yeah, I like Natalia. For better or for worse, I think she'll make an excellent villain if that's going to be the role. But something about her to me is a little bit sinister, but I like her. I like her upon initial impression. She was like, get him out of here.
When you say, well, you don't know if she'll be for good or evil, do you think that anybody against the sisterhood is evil, or do you think anybody against the sisterhood is good?
I don't think it's cut and dry. I don't think it's white or black. I think, like, in this show, they're trying to push this narrative that these families, these houses are monolithic. And I don't believe that to be true. So I can't say that, oh, if you're against the sisterhood, you're inherently evil. I can just tell that Desmond is a damn supremacist. He don't at all.
Why is my man in it?
Because your man is the one who was doing all the stuff.
He was like, yeah, them damn witches. I was like, oh, he just hates them. You know, he doesn't even know them all. But again, is him doing whatever for the greater good? I don't think we have enough information yet as they're building this world as far as what the reckoning really is. Is it going to be the end of all humanity, or is it going to be the end of the sisterhood? I'm just really, really curious. The way they framed it is that the sisterhood is on the right side of history. I still don't know yet. I think some of them will be, but I don't think that all of them are. I think that Valia's concern is the growth of the sisterhood, the strength of them, and them holding power is what it feels like to me, more than it is about the good of mankind. So no, I don't think they're inherently evil or good. I think it's about who's in power and who's wielding that power in this moment. But I think as we go on, we'll find out more. I just don't know enough to say yet.
Okay. All righty. Atreides, Kieran. Yeah, the swordsman. They kept referring to him as the swordsman. And the person who has the googly eyes for the princess. I don't know. I just feel like this is a disaster waiting to happen. I don't know exactly what it is, but something about him just rubs me the wrong way. And I could be wrong, but I don't know. What you think? Who said that?
He's an op. I said it. He's an op. And you can use op as in my opposition, as in an opportunist. He is all of the above. Kieran don't like that lady. Kieran ain't even really want them draws. Kieran got a black girlfriend working at the spice bar. What we're
said
not
that
about
too.
to do is play in her face, because the way she looked at him like, where are you going? Like, with her. Kieran low down dirty. He is a social climber. He trying to get some kind of status or something. I don't trust this fool as far as I can throw him. And I can't pick up heavy things, y'all. I don't like Kieran. I don't want to see him much anymore. And he ain't even that fine. I said, if you're going to do it, and if you're going to be big and bad, I need you to be fine. I need you to be Ragnar Lothbrok in the first season of Vikings fine.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I
That's
need.
fine.
You're trying to sling some dangling and cheat on your black girlfriend with the braids at the bar. Like, that's what I need in a Kieran Atreides. But no, I feel like he's a op. I feel like he's a social climber. I feel like his intentions are not right with Nezzy, and she thinks it's just some D for right now. But he's gonna want more. Watch, she gonna fall in love with him.
Okay, that's what's up. Nikki, is she falling in love with him? Is he a traitor? Is he a op? And is that girl that was at the bar his girlfriend?
I thought I was the only one caught that. Now, I don't know if she was the girlfriend, but I was like, wait, what is, because the camera lingered. I was like, what's with this? I didn't know if I got girlfriend. I didn't know if I got, he was plotting with her. I was like, baby, is there a camera in the room? I didn't know what it was, but I was like, why does it look like they look like two little Batman villains giving each other eyes when Bruce Wayne walked into the room? I don't know. It was very odd. I didn't know if it was girlfriend, but I definitely agree with everything. See, I like to be Ashley Opp, so I'm mad that she is taking everything out of my brain, because I absolutely agree. I don't know what it is about him. I don't know if it's because he ain't fine, because I'm going to have blinders on if you fine. But yeah, I do not trust him at all in the slightest. I feel like this show is really mirroring Game of Thrones and House of Dragon for me. And at least that little, oh Lord, let me not curse. That guard that Rhaenyra was freaking off with, who we know what kind of turn he took, at least he was fine. I understood why Rhaenyra had to take that guard down. I don't understand, baby. Is it slim pickings where you at? Because he's not giving. He's not giving at all. And I feel like, y'all, am I missing something because I'm bad with these names? Was the Atreides, that's not the people who was writing history?
Yes, it is.
That's
okay.
their family.
Okay. But wouldn't you have a better position, or is this like a prestigious position? Why am I just teaching somebody how to sword fight if I'm a Atreides? I don't know. Is that prestigious? I was like, why he look like a little flunky?
He's a sword master. Again, I'm like, has their house fallen? Is the house so big that people just aren't in? I mean, I don't know.
That's why I was confused. I would think, that's why I was thrown up, because y'all, these names is messing me up. And I was like, wait a minute, I could have sworn the Atreides was them niggas writing history. Why is you over here slanging for your meal? You slanging it for your supper. I'm just so confused on why, baby, but your name. Okay, so that is the name. But yeah, I'm ready to see when it all comes out in a wash. I don't know what him and that black girl plotting. I don't know if she was giving girlfriend, but I know they were giving plot. Absolutely. And he didn't even seem like he really wanted to, sizzle with that lady. He kind of paused, and he didn't really seem into it to me. He seemed like he had to kind of, let me remember my end goal, because I don't really want to sizzle with this girl. It was really given that he didn't want to be there.
Dang.
With her, he said, Nezzy, you ain't hitting on nothing, sis.
Okay, but I did like the way that she seduced him with that smoke. I said that was sexy. I'm sorry, y'all. It was sexy.
Man, nah, she don't know how to seduce nobody. We was blowing shotguns when we was 20. Girl, pull out a new trick. Pull out a new trick. You blowing smoke in his mouth. Girl, grow up, okay?
Stop acting like it wasn't. She said she was gonna get what she came to get. She said that she needed to get the vitamin D, and that's what she was gonna get. Okay, because she about to marry she married a 9-year-old. People, she's marrying a 9-year-old. She needed something. So last but not least are these two characters right here. We kind of already touched on this one because I was going to mention the fact of the look. There was a look that was given, and we just talked about that, so we don't really have to harp on that too much. But we did see the look, and I really felt like there was something going on between her and Atreides, whether it was a physical thing or whether it was something like Nikki said. There is something that they are either plotting or either they are together. It's something. I don't know what yet, but there's definitely something there. So I was going to ask y'all about that, but y'all already answered that. So now we can talk about Desmond, because Desmond is the reason why everybody's looking at the show, right? Maybe not for the right reasons per se.
Now be careful how you talk about my man. Don't get disrespectful. Be careful how you talk.
Okay, I'll make sure that I stick to all. I'm gonna make sure I don't say nothing bad about your man. But no, seriously though, your man is a snake in the grass, girl. Your man is borderline. He is super op right now. I mean, what are we doing? He unalived a baby. That he was 9 years old. He just said it told him that he was gonna. He said your it won't like something. It won't be in vain.
Sacrifice won't be.
Your sacrifice won't be in vain. I'm like, come on, like that was heartless. But what's in game with him? Because I do feel like we're going to get a big battle between he and Valia, because it feels like he wants to be the head. I don't know if he's trying to take over the sisterhood and maybe change it into something else. Like, I don't know what it is, because I feel like once a brother get in there, it's no longer the sisterhood. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Ash, you start, and then Nikki, you.
I'm gonna be quick because Nikki gonna have a lot to say about her man. Okay. Desmond, again, he is another true believer. And like I said, y'all know, I think he's imbued with a spirit of something else, because these powers are not normal. When he sat down in that hallway with that baby, I said, it's over for you, youngin'. I said, that's Ragnar. I said, it's over for you. You're done. And he looked a little bit sad about it. So I give him that. I give my G that. He was like, had to do it. But again, let's blame Carino, because Carino wished and willed this to happen. If Carino hadn't been like, oh, if the gods exist, they would do this, and this. And he just did the bidding. I like his character. I think he's formidable. And I can't wait till we see him go toe to toe with Valia, because I think they are matched. I think they're matched in powers, supernatural, insight, all that stuff. And I think they're matched in strategy and what they kind of see. So I'm curious about what this cat and mouse game is going to be. Love his character. I don't care that he's a villain at this point, because he's a villain. You unalive a 9-year-old, you're a villain, sir. But I'm here for him. I absolutely is. And he's still fine. He just got a couple years on him, but he still look good. I'm here. I'm here for all of this carrying on. And I just want to see more dialogue. That's the only thing I was kind of pissed off about in this episode. I felt like I didn't get to see him talk much. He was lurking, he was skulking, he was peeping out the scene a lot, like, let me assess the situation. But we only had 2 conversations with him and Carino. I need to see and hear more from him.
Okay, look at y'all. Just looking at it for all the wrong reasons. I don't know what y'all got going on. Nikki, go ahead. What? You got the flow, boo. Go ahead.
Now, first of all, y'all talking about ops, but the true op is EJ. Because why my man ain't got his own picture? Why he on the picture with this girl? Why is this girl in the wedding near him? Like, you the true op. But I do not sit on the side of Ashley of he a villain. We don't know if he a villain yet. Okay, we don't know if he a villain, because like I said earlier, I feel like the vantage point, the way the show is framed, we're meant to be on the side of the sisterhood, but I ain't on their side yet. I don't know if what they doing is right or wrong. I don't know if I'm a true believer, but what I do know is that Ragnar Lothbrok would never steer me wrong, and I'm be on whatever side he on. Okay, I do not know about that sisterhood. I don't trust them women as far as they witches, and we don't trust them. Okay, but Desmond absolutely gives. Did anybody else see The Mummy with Brendan Fraser, and then they gave The Rock his little Scorpion King spinoff? If you did, in the Scorpion King go out into the middle of the desert and make a deal with the devil, that's Desmond. Desmond absolutely went out to the middle of the desert and turned himself into the Scorpion King. He made a deal with the devil. But there is nothing, like EJ said, she loves villains. There is nothing I love better in a story than a great villain. Like a villain you're going to loathe, a villain that's going to be smart. I don't want no likable villain. I want a true villainous person. And the fact that the first act we see him do is take out little Mikey. He took out little Mikey. Oh no. he's a villain. Okay, don't make any mistakes about it. But I also don't think just because you kill a child, you're a villain. We can't go that far. Okay, he told that little boy, sacrifices have to be made. Okay, sacrifices have to be made. Baby, Jesus was killing kids. What did they do in Prince of Egypt? They took out them firstborn. Okay, was Jesus a villain? If you're not gonna call
that
Jesus
was the Pharaoh, Nikki. Jesus ain't had nothing to do with that. What we not finna do
Get it right.
is blame Jesus. All right? No, ma'am. That was the Pharaoh.
Look, I'm far from religious, but I could have sworn the Prince of Egypt, it was Jesus. They put that lamb blood on the dough, and Jesus came through and took out the firstborn kids.
No, baby.
Jesus, what? That was the Old
born.
Testament, girl. Jesus wasn't even here yet.
Listen, Lord Jesus.
Well, when Jesus come about? Jesus went in the Old Testament?
No, ma'am.
Look, I don't know when Jesus came, but I know when Desmond came, okay? Me and Desmond is here, and we are not going to say he's a villain just yet.
He's a
because
villain.
He trying to fight for what he need to fight for. And I'm on his side. I do not know. Yeah, absolutely, Darfelina is revisionist history because
Jesus, like, how did I get here? Like, Nikki, please leave me out of this.
I was like, okay. Is she serious? Okay, go ahead. Like, is she serious about it? Okay,
look, I'm just a heathen. Okay, I don't know what Jesus did. I'm sorry, but he gonna do what I said he did, and he killed them firstborn.
Girl,
but no, I agree with Ashley. I think that the series to me seems like it's gonna build to the big showdown between Desmond and Valia, and I cannot wait to see it. I cannot wait to see them playing chess with each other and going toe to toe. We know he's strategic. We know she's strategic. I think it's going to be really, really exciting. And like I said, I'm not on the side of sisterhood just yet. I'm gonna have to be a pick me on this one, and I'm gonna have to be with my man.
You're so silly. Listen, y'all, before we do our I'm gonna do one last final thing, but before we do that, we actually are going to be
pull up Ashley comments so she could clear her religion name. Listen. Ashley said was the Pharaoh.
Jesus was not there. He was not there in the natural. He had not been born yet. He was not. Come on, y'all.
Oh my goodness!
I just want to put it clear for the record.
Okay, exactly. But yeah, before we do our final thoughts and we tell everybody what's happening, I do just want to mention that we are going to be doing the watch along. So if you are a member, please make sure that you come to the watch along tonight. Y'all know Tyra picked this one. So we definitely, I ain't never seen it before. So we're about to roll with it. I'm going to go ahead and play that so y'all will kind of know what it is. And then we're going to come back and then we're about to close this thing out. Okay, y'all. So listen, that is what's up with Dune episode 1, y'all. I was kind of nervous about this. I didn't know if I was going to be able to get everything together. It was a little outside of my realm, but I'm excited. I feel like we had a great conversation. I hope everybody enjoyed. Nikki, since you are the guest tonight, what you got going on your channel, boo?
What do I have going on my channel? It's always something, and I don't ever know what it is. Let me see. Let me go to my channel and see what's coming up on my channel. Because unlike Destiny's Child, baby, I don't have a schedule. I'm not going to be here at 6 a.m. on the dot every Tuesday. Okay. But I'm just like Jesus. I might not come when you want me, but I'm on CP time. Okay. Wasn't that Jesus who made up CP time? I know it was. Ashley will correct me if it wasn't. But no, for real. Right now, on my channel, a night of horror. That is Night with the K, and I am Nikki, and I am following from. We have the season finale, and I will be hosting a watch along tomorrow of the season finale of From. That will be 2 p.m. Central. Destiny's Child will be there, so make sure you show up. And I will have my season finale video up on the channel. I cannot tell you when it'll be up, but baby, it'll be up. And I have my retro rewatch watch along coming up. We are doing a watch along of the horror series Penny Dreadful, and we are having a live discussion. We are also doing a watch along of Breaking Bad and doing a live discussion. Now, some of this will be members only, some of it will be public, so make sure you check out channel memberships. And I am also doing a live tier list ranking of. It started off being every horror villain and monster, but baby, that's impossible. But it's going to be a lot. So make sure you show up for that. And I just post every single Saturday week. It may be scattered and not on the schedule, but it's going to be there. So just make sure you're on the channel and you're looking out for the content. Ton of content that I post all the time, okay? But it's just going to be posted when I feel like doing it, not on the schedule. But take it away, Kelly and Michelle.
I cannot with you. Listen, this is why you love Nikki right here, because you never know what you're gonna get from her. But yeah, definitely make sure y'all supporting Nikki, and when she posts, whenever, at no specific time. Okay, just make sure that you catch them notifications, because it's gonna be there. All right. But yeah, as for me on my channel, I'm going to be posting some All the Queen's Men content. Y'all know All the Queen's Men is about to come out. If that's something that you're into, then definitely come and check out the channel. I'll be posting some more stuff there. And y'all already know, what we'll be doing with the crew. I'm going to go ahead and bring Ashley up, let her know what she's doing on her solo channel, and then finish this up.
Yeah, guys, come on over. Y'all know there's uploads galore. I did my Tulsa King season wrap up. Go check that out. I'll be back tomorrow with the From finale upload, so be sure to check that out. Check out Silo, you guys. Episode 2 was so much better than episode 1. So go ahead, check that out. My upload will be up for that tomorrow as well. And then y'all know the live schedule. Mondays we'll be talking Silo. Tuesdays we'll be talking From the finale. And then Wednesday, not only will we be doing Tia, but we'll also be doing Dune and Married at First Sight to make way for the holiday. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. Make sure you're subscribed. You have the notification bell hit for everyone on the panel so that you don't miss a thing, y'all. And thank y'all for being here.
Absolutely. And last but not least, y'all, make sure that y'all are in the Discord. We have so much fun in the Discord. It's such a vibe in there. So definitely join the Discord. There should be a QR code up here on the screen for it. I believe Ashley dropped it inside of the chat as well. And then also inside of the Discord, don't forget to join our mailing list, y'all. We just have so many different things going on, and we just want y'all to be a part of it and just come along for the ride. So yeah, but get into that Discord, y'all. But y'all, we're about to get up out of here. We love you guys, and we will talk to you guys later. Peace.
You said you want a bad one. Well, baby, I'm as bad as they come. Said you